What is something you cannot live without?
Well, I'd say that's a no-brainer. Without a doubt, my phone. I would even argue that it's one of, if not the most important invention ever.
I'd have to agree. Did you know that the first working phone was invented by Johann Rees all the way back in 1861?
Johann who? 1861? I thought Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone.
Well, Bell was credited with the invention, but Rees was the first to actually create a working telephone. Bell did form the first ever telephone company, though.
Well, what is also crazy is how much smaller phones are now compared to 20 years ago. I remember watching something on the History Channel a long time ago about the telephone. If my memory serves me right, the first mobile phone was like 40 kilograms and was the size of a suitcase. Now, that's not very mobile now, is it? Imagine that. An immobile, mobile telephone. Nowadays, phones fit in the palm of your hand and are super lightweight.
I think I watched that episode too. If I remember correctly, the first working cell phone only had a battery life of around 30 minutes. And the kicker is that you needed to recharge it for another 10 hours before you could use it again. And we complain about our battery life not being very good.
Oh, I don't remember that part. Only 30 minutes? That's nuts!
Yes, they only had 30 minutes, and then they would have to charge the phone for 10 hours to get another 30 minutes of talking time. And they cost like $4,000 to boot.
Wow, $4,000? And $4,000 back then would be a small fortune today, wouldn't it? And 10 hours? Insane! That's almost half of the day!
The first telephone didn't even look like a phone. It was made out of a horseshoe-shaped magnet and a trumpet-shaped receiver. The trumpet-shaped receiver worked as an earpiece and a mouthpiece.
Imagine carrying that thing around? I wonder how people called one another if that was the case.
To make calls, you had to subscribe to a telephone service. People were listed by their name and didn't have a number assigned to them. They would have to call in and provide names to the telephone operator to get connected to who they wanted to speak to.
Wow, that would have been a major pain in the neck. I bet everyone was thrilled to be able to finally call people directly.
Actually, people were not very impressed or thrilled about the phone when they first came out. They were extremely concerned about how the new invention would affect their privacy. Imagine that. If only they had a glimpse into how bad modern phones really do invade our privacy.
I wonder what the first thing said through the telephone was.
Unfortunately, it's a bit boring. He didn't say hello or anything very memorable. The first thing he said was, "Mr. Watson, come here. I need you." Wild. I can't even imagine how exciting it must have been to discover the invention actually worked.
Yes, that is wild. I would have said something like, "Booyah!" or "What's up?" or something like that.